Wait. Before you book that cruise, you need to stop everything and watch this right now. We found 7 brand new cruise rules that are literally getting seniors kicked off ships in 2026. And number 4 is absolutely wild. I am not joking. A 73-year-old woman showed up to the port in Florida, bags packed, completely ready for her dream vacation, and they turned her away at the gate. Gone. Trip over before it even started. And she had no idea this rule even existed. We went and tracked down every single new policy that the biggest cruise lines just quietly rolled out, and what we discovered is going to shock you. Hundreds of seniors are losing thousands of dollars because of changes buried in the fine print that nobody is talking about. So we are breaking all of it down right here, right now, completely free, because nobody should have their dream vacation destroyed by something they could have easily avoided. Stick with us through this entire video because number 7 on our list is the one that is catching the most people completely off guard. And it could happen to you or someone you love before the end of this year. Now let's get into this first major rule change. And this one is catching a lot of seniors completely off guard before they even reach the terminal. Starting in 2026, cruise lines have significantly updated their pre-boarding health declaration requirements. It is no longer enough to simply check a box saying you feel fine. Passengers aged 70 and older are now required to submit a physician sign-off form, a document your doctor must complete and sign, confirming you are medically fit to sail. Here is what you need to gather. A completed cruise line health declaration form, a physician clearance letter on official letterhead, and a current list of diagnoses and medications. Now here is the critical part. These documents cannot be handed in at the dock. Most major cruise lines require submission between 14 and 30 days before your departure date. Missing that window can mean denied boarding with no refund. So start calling your doctor early. Now let's talk about a change that has genuinely surprised many seasoned cruisers. Travel insurance used to be something cruise lines strongly encouraged, but starting in 2026, several major cruise lines including Royal Caribbean, MSC, and Norwegian have made specific medical coverage levels compulsory for passengers aged 70 and above. This is not a suggestion anymore, it is a boarding requirement. So what are the minimums you need to meet? Most cruise lines are now requiring at least $100,000 in emergency medical coverage and $250,000 in medical evacuation coverage. Some itineraries, particularly those visiting remote destinations, require even higher limits. To find a compliant policy, visit comparison sites like Insure My Trip or Squaremouth and filter specifically for senior cruise coverage. Always request a coverage summary document, because cruise line staff at embarkation will ask to see written proof that your policy meets their stated minimums before you board. Now let us talk about the third major change, and this one has genuinely surprised a lot of seniors who rely on mobility aids to get around comfortably. In the past, you could simply bring your wheelchair, scooter, or walker on board without much fuss. Those days are gone in 2026. Cruise lines have now introduced mandatory pre-boarding registration systems for all mobility devices. That means before you ever arrive at the terminal, your equipment must be officially approved by the cruise line. You will need to submit the make, model, and dimensions of your device, sometimes weeks in advance. Certain older models and oversized scooters are now being restricted entirely on newer ships due to narrower corridor designs and updated safety regulations. If your device does not meet the requirements, you may be asked to rent an approved model through the cruise line directly, which comes at an additional cost. Now let's talk about something that affects a large number of senior travelers specifically, and that is the fourth major rule change surrounding medications and onboard pharmacy policies. Starting in 2026, cruise lines are requiring passengers to formally declare certain prescription medications at embarkation. This is not just a recommendation anymore. It is a requirement. Controlled substances, injectable medications like insulin, and certain high-dosage prescriptions must now be listed on a dedicated medication declaration form submitted before you board. There are also new quantity limits in place. Most lines will only permit a 90-day supply maximum, and anything beyond that requires additional documentation from your physician. Proper storage matters too. Medications requiring refrigeration must be pre-registered, so appropriate storage arrangements can be confirmed ahead of time. Failing to declare correctly can result in medications being confiscated at the port, or worse, being denied boarding entirely. Always carry original pharmacy labels and a signed letter from your doctor. Now let's talk about the change that has genuinely surprised many seasoned cruisers. In 2026, cruise lines have significantly updated their shore excursion liability language, and the shift places far more responsibility directly on passengers, especially for independently booked excursions. If you arrange your own tour through a third-party company, rather than booking through the cruise line, you may now be required to sign a detailed waiver before leaving the ship at port. These waivers are more comprehensive than anything we have seen in previous years, and many seniors are signing them without fully understanding what protections they are giving up. Essentially, if something goes wrong during an independently arranged excursion, the cruise line is now formally distancing itself from any liability. Medical emergencies, accidents, or missed ship departures may fall entirely on you. Before disembarking at any port, read every waiver carefully, ask questions, and consider whether booking directly through the cruise line offers you better protection and peace of mind. Now let's talk about a change that has genuinely caught many seniors off guard once they step on board. In 2026, most major cruise lines have completely overhauled their payment systems, moving away from cash entirely and shifting to fully digital onboard accounts. Here is how it works. Before you even board, you will need to link a credit or debit card to your reservation through the cruise line's website or app. This card becomes connected to your room key or boarding card, which then acts as your spending identification for everything on board, from dining upgrades to spa services and gift shops. To avoid billing confusion, review your account charges daily using the cruise app or guest services kiosk. Many first-time users are surprised by automatic gratuity additions or pre-authorized holds on their cards. If something looks unfamiliar, address it immediately at the guest services desk, rather than waiting until disembarkation day. Many ships also have dedicated muster assistance stations specifically designed to help passengers who need extra support. Emergency muster drills have gone fully digital, and compliance is now strictly enforced across almost every major cruise line. Here is how it works step by step. After boarding, you will receive a notification through the cruise line app prompting you to complete your digital muster drill. You typically have a window of 2 to 4 hours to finish it. The drill involves watching a short safety video and confirming your assigned muster station. If you miss this window, the consequences are real. Staff may restrict your access to restaurants, pools, and entertainment venues until you comply. If technology feels uncomfortable, do not worry. Before we move forward, let us quickly recap everything we have covered today. Rule 1. Updated health and medical documentation now requires physician sign-off forms submitted well in advance. Rule 2. Travel insurance with specific medical coverage minimums is now compulsory for seniors above 70. Rule 3. Mobility aids must be pre-registered before boarding, or they may be denied entirely. Rule 4. Prescription medications including controlled substances must be declared at embarkation with proper documentation. Rule 5. Shore excursion liability waivers now place significantly more responsibility directly on passengers. Rule 6. Onboard cashless payment systems require digital account setup before you ever step aboard. And Rule 7. The digital muster drill must be completed within a strict window after boarding. Yes, that is a lot to absorb. But here is the truth. Knowing these changes before your sailing date is the single most powerful advantage any senior traveler can have heading into 2026. Now that you know all 7 rule changes, let's talk about how to actually prepare for them without feeling overwhelmed. The smartest approach is treating your cruise preparation like a checklist you start early, ideally 60 to 90 days before your sailing date. Begin by contacting your physician to discuss any required health declaration forms and medication documentation. Do this first because medical appointments take time to schedule. Next, visit your cruise line's official website and look specifically for their updated 2026 passenger policies. Every cruise line handles these changes slightly differently, so what applies to one may not apply to another. Then work through each of the 7 areas we covered: health documents, insurance coverage, mobility aid registration, medication declarations, excursion waivers, onboard payment setup, and muster drill preparation, checking each one off systematically. Starting early eliminates last-minute panic and keeps your focus where it belongs, on the excitement of your upcoming voyage. If you are watching this as a family member or caregiver helping a senior loved one plan their cruise, this part is especially for you. Your involvement can genuinely make or break the entire experience. The new digital systems, insurance requirements, and medical documentation processes we have covered throughout this video can feel overwhelming for anyone, but particularly for seniors who may not be as comfortable navigating online portals or deciphering policy fine print. You can step in and help research compliant insurance policies, assist with filling out physician declaration forms, and ensure mobility aid pre-registration is completed well before the sailing date. Even sitting together to walk through the cruise line app before departure can eliminate enormous stress. Small acts of support during the planning phase carry tremendous weight. Your time and attention invested now means your loved one boards that ship feeling confident, prepared, and ready to enjoy every single moment of their journey. And hey, if you are a true cruise maniac who cannot get enough of everything related to life on the open water, then you absolutely need to be part of our Lazy Dog Travels family right now. Hit that subscribe button and join thousands of fellow cruise lovers who never miss a single tip, update, or destination deep dive we put out. We are here every week with fresh content made specifically for travelers like you, so you never have to navigate the seas of change alone. Welcome aboard. We are so glad you found us.